Microphone. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oops. It's on. All right. Well, here we are. We're on again, and I don't know what my music sounds like. Hold on. I'll get my monitor on. Just barely able to hear it. That's all I need. Hey, folks. Just another day in the old stream. I am sitting down at the desk. I have the hand drawing set up. We're gonna do stuff traditionally in a sketchbook. Listening to Dungeon Synths, of course, just a Dungeon Synth playlist that I found on Spotify. These been running pretty good. These are fun. If you like, what was it? There's like lo-fi dungeon stuff. If you like that, go find Dungeon Synth. There's like a whole category of music that is incredible and also very much inspired by metal in some instances, and it's really fun to listen to. It's good atmospheric stuff, so I highly recommend it if you're in a creative mood. But enough of that. Let's go on to this. I recently picked up this game here. This is Death in Space. You can find it through Free League Publishing. They are, well, never mind. Free League Publishing is an excellent little games resource if you're looking for something out there. This is Death in Space, which is put together by the Stockholm Cartel, which is one of my favorite little groups of Swedish game makers. They're incredible. And so I had complete faith whenever I bought this. And plus, it's a pretty book. Look at this. I'm not doing an RPG review, but like maybe I will. Maybe I should. But I've been kind of making my way through this. I went ahead and jammed a bookmark in here for this area because this is where I want to go to today. Which reminds me, does this have a built-in bookmark? No, it doesn't look like it. Some of the Free League books have like built-in bookmarks, like the little tassels. This is my favorite thing about these books, but this one does not, which is fine. Yeah, you don't need it. It's not a requirement. So today I would like to make a space station or spaceship. Something I actually, I'm gonna be kind of toying around with, like sort of that kind of design element of making a space station or spacecraft and what that looks like. So my background is in a lot of patent design, a lot of patent drawings and mechanical things. So this should be somewhat up my alley. I just noticed my camera's lagging a little bit. I don't know what that's about. I'm going to close a couple of programs on the side while I talk here. Quit. Get out of here. Deleted a bunch of stuff before I even started. Quit. I'm gonna quit a few programs. Usually it's all it takes is I close. Listen to a lot of podcasts today. If you got podcast suggestions for me, I'd love to hear them. I'll talk podcasts with anybody. All right, so it's almost worse now. Okay. Anyways, so I want to do space station. So we're gonna roll. This will be really quick. So this is just a D20 roll. And then hub quirk. So we're gonna add a quirk to it. Is there any other tables for this? No. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead. I'm just gonna grab a. Where's my big guy? I was just playing with my dice. Oh, there he is. He's hanging out behind my pencil case. All right. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna roll the big D20. I'm gonna roll it first to determine whether we're doing a spacecraft or a station. They both seem like fun ideas. I'm gonna say, let's do Odds spacecraft, even space station. Wow. That's a 1. So we're doing a spacecraft. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for that. Okay. Now there's a D20 table here of spacecraft. Your spacecraft had a different purpose before you got a hold of it. Roll to choose a background from the table or invent one. So we're gonna roll. See what we get. An 8. One of only 3 prototypes. I don't think that tells me a lot. Let's see what 17 gives me. Okay, so here we get that for as long as anyone can remember, the spacecraft has been docked to the Iron Ring and is home of an old group of punks who were recently forcibly removed. So that tells me a little bit more. And I'm just going to combine that with my first result. Was only one of only 3 prototypes. We'll find ways to communicate both those things visually. The second page here is our hub quirk, and I think that should add some characters. Yeah. Today I have been using up the old noggin, and I think your brain gets tired. Okay. So this one's pretty simple. I mean, character creation is just as quick, to be honest. We're gonna roll that out. That's a 7. Minor items disappear every now and then, just as suddenly they reappear. Interesting. I am going to roll another one to see if it determines anything to do with the appearance. 18. There's graffiti here from the previous occupants. That kind of fits. Yeah, that kind of fits. I get that. Not really telling me a lot about the shape of like a spacecraft or like the general form, but we have like a little bit of a character to go off of, and it's not a lot of information, but that's okay. It's a good challenge. So I'm gonna grab my bag here. Go in here. We're gonna find something kind of broad. I gotta get rid of some of these because I've more or less decided I don't want to use... Here, I'll use this red guy. He's fun. Hi. Yeah, very good. Alright, great. So we have this. Sure it works. Great. We're going to create some profiles in here, and then we'll see what kind of shapes we like. So this is a one-of-the-kind ship. I'm trying to think of spaceships, right? So in the world of Death in Space, all spaceships are kind of made out of a lot of recycled parts. Like, nobody's making anything new. So everything looks cobbled together and old. So that's one thing I need to take in consideration. I want to see if there's any other tables in here I can use to get any other sort of... kind of idea of how things look. It's going to be repurposed one-of-a-kind spaceship. So I'm going to come up with maybe some purposes that it once had. And if I come up with like a purpose for the hub, or spacecraft rather, it will help me out a little bit. So what did it used to be? Is kind of the question I'm asking. Sort of hub creation, low support, Alright, so it's some sort of, well, I think what I'm going to do, okay. And ring locations. Kind of going through here, we have addictive substances, locations, space encounters, lots of tables. I love books like this that have loads of tables, so if you're into that. Alright, now we're getting into, yeah, monsters and stuff in space. This kind of interesting stuff. Spacecraft. Oh, okay, so this is a little bit more robust. Ooh, hello. Love the illustrations in this book. Okay, so here, this will help. We have, we got a... These aren't really D20 tables. We can figure this out, though. So I'm just going to count them. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 5, 10, 15. Yeah, there's about 20 on there. So we can just roll there. So this will help. So the frame of our ship, I'm just going to roll a d20, and we're going to see what we get on this table, too. So 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. It's a bulk freighter. Okay, so I'm gonna just say that's like a space trucker mod. Love space trucker. Power systems for a spacecraft here. We've got 6 different options. Roll d6. Is it 2? A chemical engine. Okay. Let's see if we get anything else here. I'm gonna roll this too. A 3. For this, I have a mobile drill arm. Okay, so we got drill arms. We got a chemical drive. It's a freighter of some sort. I'm gonna call that like a hauling vessel. So it's got like a big area to carry. Took us way too long to get here, but sometimes you gotta roll stuff out and understand what it is. So it's a unique, one-of-a-kind vessel. So I'm gonna say that the actual like area for the cargo bay is quite different. Maybe it's like wide and flat. Just trying to think about this. As a spacefaring vessel, it's always been up there, attached in space. So it's built in space. So I don't have to have a lot of aerodynamic options on it. It just has to look like, let's say as a trucker module, it probably has. I like the idea. I always like doing communication antennas on craft. This is kind of a big departure for the channel, I just realized, because a lot of my stuff is sort of like medieval fantasy themed, and now I'm doing some sci-fi stuff, but I think it just shows some flexibility. The chemical drive is going to use, I'm going to say there's probably like large vats on there. We'll play around with each kind of profile that I create. So we'll see where this one leads me. Kind of like that. Like the negative space in there. I think I want to use a lot of negative space whenever I have a design. So let's go ahead and do something like that. That's interesting. What's another one? A very unique cargo freighter design. What's it gonna be? Let's go with a more of a horizontal shape. I'm just gonna do these like in profile. I've decided because it's easy to think of things as like front back side whenever you're doing that. I like the idea that the engines might be quite large and take up like a large space. I'm thinking of the ship in 3 parts right now, which is like engine, cargo bay, and fuel supply, since I did say that this is somehow a chemically driven craft, and I still like the idea of like those communications antennas. Oh, so it's gonna have a sort of like whisker appearance in any of the versions I want to draw. I think this is gonna have. I'm thinking of the book A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, wherein this also has kind of like a skull appearance from the side, which I kind of like. In that one, a big part of the ship's fuel drive were these algae tanks. So these algae were like grown and maintained and kept healthy by a member of the crew, and that's what drove the ship. So. I'm gonna fill that in. It's like a profile. It has almost like a face or head appearance. So I wonder if I can either emphasize or de-emphasize that, because I don't know that that's. I don't know that it's something I want, but I also don't know if I hate it. I actually kind of enjoy this. Something like that is good. I don't know. I'll play with it. We're gonna take a pen and we're gonna try to fill in the different shapes on these later. Interesting. I like this a lot. I think I just like bug shapes when it comes to spacecraft. Let's go with something a bit more traditional. I say traditional, like as if space freighters were fairly common, but I'm talking about like when I think about like sci-fi. What are the common shapes I see for like freighter vessels? I'm thinking of like But the profile of those is kind of boring. So how can I liven this up? I think we're gonna do a lot of this here. Kind of drawing stuff off of the base of it. This is a Nostromo. That's another freighter, sci-fi freighter vessel. This is just like a really boring shape, but maybe I can liven it up by, I don't know. I'm gonna add some shapes like this. Okay. I'm gonna come up with 2 more. Let's do 2 more. 5 is a fairly good number, so we'll do. Could do a spherical thing. Let's do something spherical. That might be interesting. I don't know what the final idea is gonna be. This is, again, it's going to be, so this one almost always, this one feels like it doesn't belong. I'll say right now. Based on what we rolled to begin with. So when we go with a spherical shape, I like that it might be a little bit of an homage to like Sputnik or something. So let's do that. The cargo bay is going to be the spherical piece. Maybe it's a bit more like an egg. I like that. And then maybe our cockpit area is like that. This makes sense to me. I want to have the cockpit area have this kind of like almost something like that. Okay. So that's a nice shape. I gotta find this one. This one's got to look more experimental. Like it was, like one of the things I rolled here was that, it's one of 3 were ever made. So, trying to think of what would make this very kind of generic shape for a freighter appear more. Oh, it's tough to take a square, but maybe it's something I'll do with the line art in it. Okay, so the last one here, I have this shape of space. Let's make something like this. I'm just gonna start with a sort of a triangle. Since spacecraft can be so many shapes, it's supposed to represent a sort of prototype or experimental one. Sort of strange, but yeah, maybe something like that. All right, well, let's do some line work since this is almost certainly already dry. Goodbye. I'm gonna buy a bunch more of these pens. Get in there. All right. I dry them out kind of fast. So. I have. You're not supposed to be in there. You're supposed to be in the other pocket. Hey, what are we doing? We got lots and lots of pins in here. Let's grab this guy. Alright, so for this one. Yeah, try to determine whether the cockpit location is to the top or the bottom. Or if it's going to be sort of centralized. I like the idea that it would be sort of here. all these ships are kind of cobbled together, so try to work out how this works. I like that. Ooh, maybe this is. I like that there might be like fuel lines and such connecting to here. So we kind of over thread it together. Okay. The idea being that there are these multiple pumps going to multiple locations to create the chemical drive, the sort of reactions that are necessary for this engine to work. So it's always kind of these are rather well protected lines that are pushing a non-combustive fuel into an engine unit where a combustive fuel then meets it and creates the chemical drive because something's put off energy. Oh, we're just making stuff up. We're just figuring out. It might as well be like people who wrote up a bunch of made up words for like Star Trek and stuff. So I think we're gonna do like a top facing. We're gonna have like a lower front cockpit, and then we're gonna do something up here that is. Maybe even just that this has like cameras mounted on the top. There's probably sensors all over this thing, so we'll find a way to communicate that. A big part of the ships is the cargo bay, so we're gonna be drawing out the cargo bay is a rather large part of it. And we're working on having these be engines. So the cargo bay is this area up here. So it has a heat shield right above the engine, keep it from burning up. Ooh, I'm actually going to zoom in the camera here so you can see a bit closer. Where's my camera? There it is. So nice to even have a little bit of control of this camera. All right. So here we go, right here. So you can see I made all these lines that go into the engine. Oh, the yawns. I hate them. It's too early. I've decided it has a sort of blast shield that it has over this area. Oh man. Whew. Just feeling sleepy. When the sleeps hit you. Oh, it doesn't make sense. My chemical drive is actually down here. Okay, so this is one. I think I'm just feeling sleepy. It's hitting me again. Hey, it's the death of my podcast. Not my podcast, but my broadcast here will be that I'm just so dang sleepy. Alright, that's fun. So let's move on to something else. That music woke me up just a tiny bit. So I decided with this, since we have this almost like head or skull appearance to it, I'm just going to play that up. Oh man, I'm just getting like completely wiped right now. Doing spaceships. I want to keep drawing and drawing, but today I like woke up and I drove all the way like almost 100 miles, and then I came home, and then I had to figure out how I was going to do the rest of the day. So I am actually going to stop the stream around now, just because I'm getting to a point where like if I like think of something wrong, I'll just fall asleep. Like I'm resting on my hand right now, and I feel like I could just drop off to dreamland. I'm super tired, so well, I'm gonna keep working on these. Probably when I wake up some more. I don't want them to be my next stream, but they might be. Just because I've got that life where, I mean, like everybody saw when I first started streaming, it was like, what is going on? You ran out of like energy? Yeah, well, I do. So anyways, I kind of lost the thread there, didn't I? That's why I like to stop when I get sleepy. So again, trying to do earlier streams. I don't know if anybody cares for that. I feel like a lot of my viewers come on late at night, so if you come on late at night, you know, it's fine. But you know, you'll get video on demand early. People who come in early tomorrow will probably get the live versions, or also yeah, only have fewer issues. You can get the adult language in your episodes, so that's fun, I guess. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling really fuzzy and kind of fading fast in this, getting sleepy, and it's 11 o'clock. So thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow. I'm working on finding more time to do this and slipping it in as like a 1 or 2 hour long activity instead of just like a half hour like it has been lately. So, but I've also been working on building websites. Lots of paperwork needs to be filled out and sent. So we'll see what happens. Until then, I'm Andy Stoltz, and I draw every day, almost every day, for the most part, every day. And so you can count on me being back here tomorrow. It's my full intention to be back here tomorrow for at least an hour or two before I get super sleepy, which means more drawing. Yes. All right. Dropping into a weird voice, so I'm gonna say goodnight. Night, everybody. Bye. Thanks for watching. Well, this music is good. What is this? Would you not? Oh, this is definitely a metal based one.